Deep in the annals of occult history lies a story both captivating and mysterious, the tale of King Solomon and the 72 spirits he commanded. But how did this legendary king of Israel, known for his wisdom, summon and imprison these powerful entities? Today, we dive into the enigmatic world of the Lemegeton and unravel the secrets of the brass vessel. King Solomon, revered in biblical tradition, was said to have been gifted a divine intellect by God. But according to Lemegeton, also known as the Lesser Key of Solomon, his wisdom extended beyond governance and judgment. Solomon is portrayed as a master of esoteric knowledge, possessing the ability to control and bind spirits, both celestial and infernal. Legend has it that Solomon's power to command spirits came from a magical ring given to him by an angel of the Lord. This ring, inscribed with the seal of Solomon, a pentagram or hexagram, allowed him to communicate with and control spirits. With this ring in hand, Solomon embarked on a mission to summon and subjugate the 72 spirits, also known as the Goetia. These spirits were believed to possess knowledge of the cosmos, hidden treasures, and ancient secrets. Using intricate rituals, sacred incantations, and divine authority, Solomon called forth each of the 72 spirits. They appeared in various forms, some as terrifying beasts, others as majestic kings or scholarly figures. But why summon them? According to the texts, Solomon sought their knowledge to complete the construction of the Temple of Jerusalem and to learn mysteries hidden from human eyes. Once summoned, Solomon didn't merely let these spirits roam free. With the seal of Solomon, he bound them to his will and commanded them to enter a brass vessel. This vessel, according to legend, was inscribed with sigils and holy names to ensure their imprisonment. The brass vessel acted as both a prison and a safeguard, ensuring that the spirits could not escape and wreak havoc on the world. In some versions of the story, Solomon is said to have cast this vessel into a body of water, possibly the sea, where it remained hidden for centuries. But the story doesn't end there. Over time, accounts of the brass vessel and the spirits of Solomon have inspired countless mystics, scholars, and occult practitioners. Some believe these spirits can still be summoned using the methods detailed in the Lemegeton. Each of the 72 spirits has unique attributes, from teaching sciences to revealing hidden treasures. These be the 72 mighty kings and princes which King Solomon commanded into a vessel of brass, together with their legions, of whom Belial, Bilith, Asmodai, and Gap were chief. And it is to be noted that Solomon did this because of their pride, for he never declared other reasons why he thus bound them. And when he had thus bound them up and sealed the vessel, he by divine power did chase them all into a deep lake or hole in Babylon. And they of Babylon, wondering to see such a thing, they did then go ly into the lake, to break the vessel open, expecting to find great store of treasure therein. But when they had broken it open, out flew the chief spirits immediately, with their legions following them. And they were all restored to their former places except Belial, who entered into a certain image, and thence gave answers unto those who did offer sacrifices unto him, and did worship the image as their god, etc. Now let dive deep into the practice of Solomon magic preparations for the rituals of Goetia black magic observations. First, thou shalt know and observe the moon's age for thy working. The best days be when the moon luna is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, or 14 days old, as Solomon saith, and no other days be profitable. The seals of the 72 kings are to be made in metals. The chief kings in Sol, gold, marquises in Luna, silver, dukes in Venus, copper, prelacies in Jupiter, tin, knights in Saturn, lead, presidents in Mercury, earls in Venus, copper, and Luna, silver, alike equal, etc. These 72 kings be under the power of Amaman, Corson, Zemi, Mayor Zeminier, and Gap, who are the four great kings ruling in the four quarters, or cardinal points, viz. East, West, North, and South, and are not to be called forth except it be upon great occasions, but are to be invocate and commanded to send such or such a spirit that is under their power and rule, as is shown in the following invocations and conjurations. And the chief kings may be bound from 9 till 12 o'clock at noon, and from 3 till sunset. Marquises may be bound from 3 in the afternoon till 9 at night. and from 9 at night till sunrise. Dukes may be bound from sunrise till noonday in clear weather. Prelates may be bound any hour of the day. Knights may from dawning of day till sunrise, or from 4 o'clock till sunset. Presidents may be bound at any time excepting twilight, at night, unless the king whom they are under be invocate, and counties or earls any hour of the day, so it be in woods, or in any other places whether men resort not, or where no noise is, etc. The magical circle asterisk, a figure of the circle of Solomon, that he made to preserve himself from the malice of those evil spirits, and etc. This circle is to be made 9 foot over, and these names rounded in one line beginning at Echi, inner circle, and so on to this F mark. Then come in at outer circle, Jehovah Elohim, and from there to Had, and Ben Elohim, Sik, and then to Levana, and C, and etc. The hexagram of Solomon. This is the form of the hexagram of Solomon, the figure whereof is to be made on parchment of a calf's skin, and worn at the skirt of thy white vestment, and covered with a cloth of fine linen white and pure, the which is to be shown unto the spirits when they do appear, so that they will be compelled to take human shape upon them and be obedient. The pentagram of Solomon. This is the form of the pentagram of Solomon, the figure whereof is to be made in solar luna, gold or silver asterisk, and worn upon thy breast, having the seal of the Spirit required upon the other side thereof. It is to preserve thee from danger, and also to command the spirits by. Solomon's magical ring. This is the form of the magic ring of Solomon, to be made in silver or gold. It is to be held before the face of the exorcist to preserve him from the stinking sulphurous fumes and flaming breath of the evil spirits. Asterisk, the secret seal of Solomon. This is the form of the secret seal of Solomon, wherewith he did bind and seal up the aforesaid spirits with their legions in the vessel of brass. This seal is to be made by one that is clean both inwardly and outwardly, and that hath not defiled himself by any woman in the space of a month, but hath in prayer and fasting desired of God to forgive him all his sins, etc. It is to be made on the day of Mars or Saturn, Tuesday or Saturday, at night at 12 o'clock, and written upon virgin parchment with the blood of a black cock that never trod. Note that on this night the moon must be increasing in light, i.e. going from new to full, and in the zodiacal sign of Virgo. And when the seal is so made, thou shalt fume it with alum, raisins dried in the sun, dates, cedar, and lignum aloes. Also by this seal King Solomon did command all the aforesaid spirits into the vessel of brass, and did seal it up with this same seal. He by it gained the love of all manner of persons, and overcame in battlie, for neither weapons, nor fire, nor water could hurt him. And this a privy seal was made to cover the vessel at the top withal, etc. The vessel of brass, the form of the brazen vessel that Solomon shut up the spirits in. The spirit seals, aforesaid, was made in brass, to cover this vessel at top and etc. The other magical requisites. The other magical requisites are a scepter, a sword, a mitre, a cap, a long white robe of linen, asterisk, and other garments for the purpose. Also a girdle of lion's skin 3 inches broad, with all the names written about it, which is round the outermost part of the magical circle. Also perfumes, and a chafing dish of charcoal kindled to put the fumes on, to smoke or perfume the place appointed for action. Also anointing oil to anoint thy temples and thine eyes with, and fair water to wash thyself in. And in so doing, thou shalt say as David said. These are the 72 spirit that King Solomon commanded them into the brass vessel. 1. Bel. The first principal spirit is a king ruling in the east, called Baal. He mocketh thee to go invisible. He ruleth over 66 legions of infernal spirits. He appeareth in divers shapes, sometimes like a cat, sometimes like a toad, and sometimes like a man, and sometimes all these forms at once. He speaketh hoarsely. This is his character, which is used to be worn as a layman before him, who calleth him forth, or else he will not do thee homage. 2. Agars. The second spirit is a duke called Agrias, or Agars. He is under the power of the east, and cometh up in the form of an old fair man, riding upon a crocodile, carrying a goshawk upon his fist, and yet mild in appearance. He mocketh them to run that stand still, and bringeth back runaways. He teaches all languages or tongues presently. He hath power also to destroy dignities both spiritual and temporal, and causeth earthquakes. He was of the order of virtues. He hath under his government 31 legions of spirits, and this is his seal or character which thou shalt wear as a layman before thee. 3. Visago. The third spirit is a mighty being of the same nature as Agar's. He is called Visago. This spirit is of a good nature, and his office is to declare things past and to come, and to discover all things hid or lost. And he governeth 26 legions of spirits, and this is his seal. 4. Samigina or Gamagen. The fourth spirit is Samigina, a great marquis. He appeareth in the form of a little horse or ass, and then into human shape doth he change himself at the request of the master. He speaketh with a hoarse voice. He ruleth over 30 legions of inferiors. He teaches all liberal sciences, and giveth account of dead souls that died in sin. And his seal is this, which is to be worn before the magician when he is invocator, etc. Marbas. The fifth spirit is Marba. He is a great president, and appeareth at first in the form of a great lion. But afterwards, at the request of the master, he putteth on human shape. He answereth truly of things hidden or secret. He causeth diseases and cures them. Again, he giveth great wisdom and knowledge in mech, anical arts, and can change men into other shapes. He governeth 36 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, which is to be worn as aforesaid. 6. Valefor. The sixth spirit is Valefor. He is a mighty duke, and appeareth in the shape of a lion with an ass's head, bellowing. He is a good familiar, but tempteth them he is a familiar of to steal. He governeth 10 legions of spirits. His seal is this, which is to be worn, whether thou wilt have him for a familiar or not. 7. Amon. The seventh spirit is Amon. He is a marquis great in power, and most stem. He appeareth like a wolf with a serpent's tail, vomiting out of his mouth flames of fire. But at the command of the magician he putteth on the shape of a man with dog's teeth, beset in a head like a raven, or else like a man with a raven's head, simply. He telleth all things past and to come. He procureth feuds and reconciled controversies between friends. He governeth 40 legions of spirits. His seal is this, which is to be worn as aforesaid, etc. 8. Barbados. The eighth spirit is Barbados. He is a great duke, and appeareth when the sun is in Sagittary, with 4 noble kings and their companies of great troops. He giveth understanding of the singing of birds, and of the voices of other creatures, such as the barking of dogs. He breaketh the hidden treasures open that have been laid by the enchantments of magicians. He is of the order of virtues, of which some part he reteneth still. And he knoweth all things past and to come, and conciliate friends and those that are in power. He ruleth over 30 legions of spirits. His seal of obedience is this, the which wear before thee as aforesaid. 9. Paimon. The ninth spirit in this order is Paimon, a great king, and very obedient unto Lucifer. He appeareth in the form of a man, sitting upon a dromedary with a crown most glorious upon his head. There goeth before him also an host of spirits, like men with trumpets and well-sounding cymbals, and all other sorts of musical instruments. He hath a great voice, and roareth at his first coming, and his speech is such that the magician cannot well understand unless he can compel him. This spirit can teach all arts and sciences, and other secret things. He can discover unto thee what the earth is, and what holdeth it up in the waters, and what mind is, and where it is, or any other thing thou mayest desire to know. He giveth dignity, and confirm the same. He bindeth or mocketh any man subject unto the magician if he so desires it. He giveth good familiars, and such as can teach all arts. He is to be observed towards the west. He is of the order of dominations. He hath under him 200 legions of spirits, and part of them were of the order of angels, and the other part of potentates. Now if thou callest this spirit Paimon alone, thou must make him some offering, and there will attend him 2 kings, called Label and Abalum, and also other spirits who be of the order of potentates in his host, and 25 legions. And those spirits which be subject unto them are not always with them, unless the magician compels them. His character is this which must be worn as a layman before thee, etc. 10. Beur. The 10th spirit is Beur, a great president. He appeareth in Sagittary, and that is his shape when the sun is there. He teaches philosophy, both moral and natural, and the logic art, and also the virtues of all herbs and plants. He healeth all distempers in man, and giveth good familiars. He governeth 50 legions of spirits, and his character of obedience is this, which thou must wear when thou carriest him forth unto appearance. 11. Gujun. The 11th spirit in order is a great and strong duke, called Gusion. He appeareth like a Xenophilus. He telleth all things, past, present, and to come, and showeth the meanings and resolution of all questions thou mayest ask. He conciliate and reconciled friendships, and giveth honor and dignity unto any. He ruleth over 40 legions of spirits. His seal is this, the which where thou is aforesaid. 12. Citri. The 12th spirit is Citri. He is a great prince and appeareth at first with a leopard's head and the wings of a griffin, but after the command of the master of the exorcism he putteth on human shape, and that is very beautiful. He inflammeth men with women's love, and women with men's love, and causeth them also to show themselves naked if it is desired. He governeth 60 legions of spirits. His seal is this, to be worn as a layman before thee, etc. 13. Beleth. The 13th spirit is called Beleth, or Byleth, or Belay. He is a mighty king and terrible. He rideth on a pale horse with trumpets and other kinds of musical instrument playing before him. He is very furious at his first appearance, that is, while the exorcist layeth his courage. For to do this he must hold a hazel wand in his hand, striking it out towards the south and east quarters, make a triangle without the circle, and then command him into it by the bonds and charges of spirits as hereafter followeth. And if he doth not enter into the triangle at your threats, rehearse the bonds and charms before him, and then he will yield obedience and come into it, and do what he is commanded by the exorcist. Yet he must receive him courteously because he is a great king, and do homage unto him, as the kings and princes do that attend upon him. And thou must have always a silver ring on the middle finger of the left hand held against thy face, as they do yet before a Mammon. This great King Beleth causeth all the love that may be, both of men and of women, until the master exorcist hath had his desire fulfilled. He is of the order of powers, and he governeth 85 legions of spirits. His noble seal is this, which is to be worn before thee at working. Angel, order of powers, but probably derived from Beltia, my lady, generic term for Babylonian goddesses, also possibly the later Roman Bellona, who was a goddess of war. 14. Larage, or Lareka. The 14th spirit is called Larage, or Lare. He is a marquis great in power, showing himself in the likeness of an archer clad in green, and carrying a bow and quiver. He causeth all great battles and contests, and mocketh wounds to putrefy that are made with arrows by archers. This belongeth unto Sagittary. He governeth 30 legions of spirits, and this is his seal, etc. 15. Eligos. The 15th spirit in order is Eligos, or Eliger, a great duke, and appeareth in the form of a goodly knight, carrying a lance, an ensign, and a serpent. He discovereth hidden things, and knoweth things to come, and of wars, and how the soldiers will or shall meet. He causeth the love of lords and great persons. He governeth 60 legions of spirits. His seal is this, etc. 16. Zepar. The 16th spirit is Zepar. He is great duke, and appeareth in red apparel and armor, like a HTS seal. Soldier. His office is to cause women to love men, and to bring them together in love. He also mocketh the barren. He governeth 26 legions of inferior spirits, and his seal is this, which he obeyed when he seeth it. 17. Bodes. The 17th spirit is Bodes, a great president and an earl. He appeareth at the first show in the form of new seal, an ugly viper. Then at the command of the magician he putteth on a human shape with great teeth and 2 horns, carrying a bright and sharp sword in his hand. He telleth all things past and to come, and reconciled friends and foes. He ruleth over 60 legions of spirits, and this is his seal, etc. 18. Bathan. The 18th spirit is Bathan. He is a mighty and strong duke, and appeareth like a strong man, with the tail of a serpent, sitting upon a pale-colored horse. He knoweth the virtues of herbs and precious stones, and can transport men suddenly from one country to another. He ruleth over 30 legions of spirits. His seal is this which is to be worn as aforesaid. 19. Salos. The 19th spirit is Salos or Salios. He is a great and mighty duke, and appeareth in the form of a gallant soldier riding on a crocodile with a ducal crown on his head, but peacefully. He causeth the love of women to men, and of men to women, and governeth 30 legions of spirits. His seal is this, etc. 20. Person. The 20th spirit is Person, a great king. His appearance is comely, like a man with a lion's face, carrying a cruel viper in his hand, and riding upon a bear. Going before him are many trumpets sounding. He knoweth all things hidden, and can discover treasure, and tell all things past, present, and to come. He can take a body either human or aerial, and answereth truly of all earthly things both secret and divine, and of the creation of the world. He bringeth forth good familiars, and under his government there be 22 legions of spirits, partly of the order of virtues and partly of the order of thrones. His mark, seal, or character is this, unto the which he oweth obedience, and which thou shalt wear in time of action, etc. 21. Merix. The 21st spirit is Merix. He is a great earl and president. He appeareth like a great bull with a man's face. His office is to make a men very knowing in astronomy and all other liberal sciences. Also he can give good familiars and wise, knowing the virtues of herbs and stones which are precious. He governeth 30 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, which must be made and worn as aforesaid, etc. 22. Ipos. The 22nd spirit is Ipios. He is an earl and a mighty prince, and appeareth in the form of an angel with a lion's head, and a goose's foot, and hare's tail. He knoweth all things past, present, and to come. He mocketh men witty and bold. He governeth 36 legions of spirits. His seal is this, which thou shalt wear, etc. 23. Aim. The 23rd spirit is Aim. He is a great strong duke. He appeareth in the form of a very hand. Some man in body, but with 3 heads, the rust like a serpent, the second like a man having 2 stars on his forehead, the third like a calf. He rideth on a viper, carrying a firebrand in his hand, wherewith he setteth cities, castles, and great places on fire. He mocketh thee witty in all manner of ways, and giveth true answers unto private matters. He governeth 26 legions of inferior spirits, and his seal is this, which wear thou as aforesaid, etc. 24. Nibirius. The 24th spirit is Nibirius. He is at most valiant marquis, and showeth in the form of a black crane, fluttering about the circle, and when he speaketh it is with a hoarse voice. He mocketh men cunning in all arts and sciences, but especially in the art of rhetoric. He restoreth lost dignities and honors. The giver kneth 19 legions of spirits. His seal is this, which is to be worn, etc. 25. Glagia Labilas. The 25th spirit is Glagia Labilas. He is a mighty president and earl, and showeth himself in the form of a dog with wings, like a griffin. He teacheth all arts and sciences in an instant, and is an author of bloodshed and manslaughter. He teacheth all things past and to come. If desired, he causeth the love both of friends and of foes. He can make a man go invisible, and he hath under his command 36 legions of spirits. His seal is this, to be worn, etc. 26. Bune or Bigambi. The 26th spirit is Bune or Bime. He is a strong, great, and mighty duke. He appeareth in the form of a dragon with 3 heads, one like a dog, one like a griffin, and one like a man. He speaketh with a high and comely voice. He changeth the place of the dead, and causeth the spirits which be under him to gather together upon your sepulchres. He giveth riches unto a man, and mocketh him wise and eloquent. He giveth true answers unto demands, and he governeth 30 legions of spirits. His seal is this, unto the which he oweth obedience. He hath another seal, but the first is the best. 27. Ronov the 27th. Spirit is Ranov. He appeareth in the form of a monster. He teacheth the art of rhetoric very well, and giveth good servants, knowledge of tongues, and favors with friends or foes. He is a marquis and great earl, and there were under his command 19 legions of spirits. His seal is this, etc. 28. Berith, the 20th spirit in order. As Solomon bound, they are named Berith. He is a mighty, great, and terrible duke. He hath 2 other names given unto him by men of later times, viz., Beel or Beel, and Bafri or Balfri. He appeareth in the form of a soldier with red clothing, riding upon a red horse, and having a crown of gold upon his head. He giveth true answers, past, present, and to come. Thou must make use of a ring in calling him forth, as is before Spo, kin of Beleth. He can tum all metals into gold. He can give dignities, and can confirm them unto man. He speaketh with a very clear and subtle voice. He governeth 26 legions of spirits. His seal is this, etc. Stolas, or Stolos. The 29th, 36th spirit is Stolas, or Stolos. He is a great and powerful prince, appearing in the shape of a mighty raven at first before the exorcist, but after he taketh the image of a man. He teacheth the art of astronomy, and the virtues of herbs and precious stones. He governeth 26 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, which is to be worn as layman, 30. Fornius. The 30th spirit is Fornius. He is a mighty and great marquis, and appeareth in the form of a great sea monster. He teacheth and mocketh men wonder, fully knowing in the art of rhetoric. He causeth men to have a good name, and to have the knowledge and understanding of tongues. He mocketh one to be beloved of his foes as well as his friends. He governeth 29 legions of spirits, partly of the order of thrones, and partly of that of angels. His seal is this, which wears thou, etc. 31. Foras or Forcas. The 31st spirit is Foras. He is a mighty president, and appeareth in the form of a strong man in human shape. He can give the understanding to men how they may know the virtues of all herbs and precious stones. He teacheth the arts of logic and ethics in all their parts. If desired, he mocketh men invisible, and to live long, and to be eloquent. He can discover treasures and recover things lost. He ruleth over 29 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, which they wear thou, etc. 32. Asmodee. The 32nd spirit is Asmodee, or Asmodai, Asmodeus. He is a great king, strong and powerful. He appeareth with 3 heads, whereof the first is like a bull, the second like a man, and the third like a ram. He hath also the tail of a serpent, and from his mouth issue flames of fire. His feet are webbed like those of a goose. He sitteth upon an infernal dragon, and beareth in his hand a lance with a banner. He is first and choicest under the power of a Mammon. He goeth before all others. When the exorcist hath a mind to call him, let it be abroad, and let him stand on his feet all the time of action, with his cap or headdress off. For if it be on, a Mammon will deceive him and call all his actions to be betrayed. But as soon as the exorcist seeth Asmodee in the shape aforesaid, he shall call him by his name, saying, Art thou Asmodee? And he will not deny it, and by he will bow down unto the ground. He giveth the ring of virtues. He teacheth the arts of arithmetic, astronomy, geometry, and all handicrafts absolutely. He giveth true and full answers unto thy demands. He mocketh one invincible. He showeth the place where treasures lie, and guardeth it. He, amongst the legions of Amay governeth 72 legions of spirits inferior. His seal is this which thou must wear as a layman upon thy breast, etc. 33. Gap. The 33rd spirit is Gaap. He is a great president and a mighty prince. He appeareth when the sun is in some of the southern signs, in a human shape, going before 4 great and mighty kings. as if he were a guide to conduct them along on their way. His office is to make men insensible or ignorant, as also in philosophy to make them knowing, and in all the liberal sciences. He can cause love or hatred. Also, he can teach thee to consecrate those things that belong to the dominion of a Mammon his king. He can deliver familiars out of the custody of other magicians, and answereth truly and perfectly of things past, present, and to come. He can carry and recarry men very speedily from one kingdom to another, at the will and pleasure of the exorcist. He ruleth over 66 legions of spirits, and he was of the order of potentates. His seal is this to be made, and to be worn as aforesaid, etc. 34. Fur. The 34th i.e. spirit is Fur. He is a great and furjury I square you mighty earl, appearing in the form of and heart with a fiery tail. He never speaketh truth unless he be compelled, or brought up within a triangle, D. Being therein, he will take upon him self the form of an angel. Being bid din, he speaketh with a hoarse voice. Also he will wittingly urge love between man and woman. He can raise lightnings and thunders, blasts, and great tempestuous storms. And he giveth true answers both of things secret and divine, if commanded. He ruleth over 26 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, etc. 35. Marcosius, the 35th L. Spirit is Marcosius. He is a great mighty marquis, appearing at first in the form of a wolf having griffin's wings, and a serpent's tail, and vomiting fire out of his mouth. But after a time, at the command of the exorcist, he putteth on the shape of a, restored from the original, man. And he is a strong fighter. He was of the order of dominations. He governeth 30 legions of spirits. He told his chief, who was Solomon, that after 200 years he had hopes to return unto the 7th throne. And his seal is this, to be made and worn as a layman, etc. 36. Astaroth. The 36th spirit is Astaroth. He is a mighty, strong duke, and appeareth in the form of an hurtful angel riding on an infernal beast like a dragon, and carrying in his right hand a viper. Thou must in no wise let him approach too near unto thee, lest he do thee damage by his noisome breath. Wherefore the magician must hold the magical ring near his face, and that will defend him. He giveth true answers of things past, present, and to come, and can discover all secrets. He will declare wittingly how the spirits fell, if desired, and the reason of his own fall. He can make men wonderful, knowing in all liberal sciences. He ruleth 40 legions of spirits. His seal is this, which wear thou as a layman before thee, or else he will not appear nor yet obey thee, etc. 37. Phoenix. The 37th spirit is Phoenix, or Phoenix. He is a great marquis, and appeareth like the bird phoenix, having the voice of a child. He singeth many sweet notes before the exorcist, which he must not regard, but by and by he must bid him put on human shape. Then he will speak marvelously of all wonderful sciences if required. He is a poet, good and excellent, and he will be willing to perform thy requests. He hath hopes also to return to the 7th throne after 200 years more, as he said unto Solomon. He governeth 20 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, which wear thou, etc. 38. Halphas, or Malthus. The 38th spirit is Halphas, or Malthouse, or Malthus. He is a great earl, and appeareth in the form of a stock dove. He speaketh with a hoarse voice. His office is to build up towers, and to furnish them with ammunition and weapons, and to send men of war to places appointed. He ruleth over 26 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, etc. 39. Malphas. The 39th spirit is Malphas. He appeareth at first like a 2-foot crow, but after he will put on human shape at the request of the exorcist, and speak with a hoarse voice. He is a mighty president and powerful. He can build houses and high towers, and can bring to thy knowledge enemies' desires and thoughts, and that which they have done. He giveth good familiars. If thou makest a sacrifice unto him, he will receive it kind, and willingly, but he will deceive him that doth it. He governeth 40 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, etc. 40. Rom. The 40th spirit is Rom. He is a great earl, and appeareth at first in the form of a crow, but after the command of the exorcist he putteth on human shape. His office is to steal treasures out of kings' houses, and to carry it whither he is commanded, and to destroy cities and dignities of men, and to tell all things, past, and what is, and what will be, and to cause love between friends and foes. He was of the order of thrones. He governeth 30 legions of spirits, and his seal is this, which wear thou as aforesaid.